Welcome to the Creative Side Up on Tribal Max Studios. This video is a tutorial on how you can stabilize your handheld footage to look like they were taken on a tripod. So the first thing we want to take a look at before coming to the editing software is to film your footage as steadily as you can. Now, after you've done that, we want to bring the footage into Resolve and take it up from there. Before we do that, we want to say a special thank you to our friends at AIG Studios for giving us these footage to work with. So when I click and play through this image, if you look carefully, you could see that they are wobbly a bit because they were shot handheld, as mentioned. And you can see that they were carefully taken, though wobbly. You can still see that, they were pretty as stable as they could be, or as stable as the videographer could be. So you want to have this process at the end of the editing process when you are done color grading, when you are done cutting, to have the best results possible. So the first thing you want to do is to come to the Edit tab, which is the third option from your left, and make sure that we've activated our Inspector tab on the top right corner also. Then we scroll to our stabilization section. We stabilize the image first. We click on stabilize and then realize that, it did a good job at stabilizing the image. But if you scroll through, you might still see a bit of, movement that shows that it was shot handheld. The second thing you want to do is to click on camera lock while the same image is still selected, and click stabilize again. Now you realize that it zooms in a bit because it compensates for the edges that are sometimes wobbly when the stabilization effect is engaged. So with that, we realize that now when we click, the image is very, very, very stable. You don't see that amount of movement there. We want to try that for this image also. When we click it, you see a bit of the wobble in there. So what we want to do is to do the same thing. We first stabilize it, with perspective, and realize it still has a bit of movement, but it's more stable than before. And then we click camera lock again and stabilize, and realize that it's stable, like we use the tripod. So I hope this was helpful. It might come handy sometime or not, but the most important thing is that you want to keep creating. So thank you so much for joining us for today. Keep the creative side up.